Yeah, we are at Volcano Discovery, Grimsvötn Volcano Iceland. Likely subglacial meltwater flood could trigger eruption. Or maybe it's the other way around. Somehow makes more sense to me. Anyway. The ice sheet above the volcano has been subsiding in the past days, likely because a pool of glacial meltwater has moved away and might soon break out as a glacial flood. According to information from Iceland's Met Office, the subsidence in total is more than 85 centimeters, which with its speed accelerating. So far, however, there are no signs of increased water level, electrical conductivity, or gas in the Gulfstream outlet river at this time. I wasn't supposed to make any video now, but I was really surprised. Gladly, it was really nice to see. The words electrical conductivity related to volcanoes. So if you can measure the meltwater and determine of its electrical conductivity, if it's active or not, so there might be other electrical currents too. A glacial flood can be disastrous for areas in the path of the flow, but it also can trigger eruptions. Hmm. This is somehow really strange. They are talking like the other way around. I think that's the glacier and that's the volcano. It comes from here and then it melts and the water goes back here and, it's not the other way around. It doesn't start to melt and then the volcano gets active. But that's just my opinion. But it can also trigger eruptions of the volcano as it decreases load on the magma chamber. Something which can lead up to the formation of gas bubbles and create conditions allowing it to erupt to the surface. Though first of all, I want to point out that the volcano is coming from the ground, which might be rock. It will erupt if there's rock on top or not, and I don't think that any volcano, any glacier somehow would stop a volcano from breaking out or erupting. GPS measurements are showing that the ice sheet has started subsiding, which indicates that the flood from Grimsvötn is likely starting. The ice sheet has now subsided about 60 centimeters in the last few days, and the speed of subsidence has increased in the past 24 hours. These measurements indicate that it is most likely that water has started to leave from Grimsvötn Lake and that Gigiowisl will flood. Based on observations of past floods, it is anticipated that floodwater will be exiting the glacier edge in the next 48 hours, and the flood will peak 4 to 8 days after that. At this moment, no increase in electrical conductivity has been measured in Gigiowisl, which is the clearest sign that Grimsvötn flood waters have exited from under the glacier. The maximum discharge anticipated from this flood is calculated to be around 5,000 cubic meters per second. This size of flood will most likely not affect the infrastructure in the area, such as roads or bridges. These forecasts are uncertain at this early stage. Yeah, you can read the rest. I wanted to show you something else. Actually, it's not too else. Grimsvötn is here. Volcanic unrest. And I am not sure because it's not marked here. But somehow it could be that this is the area where the water is flowing into the sea. Probably this area. Like the southern, it's on the southern side of Iceland. Now let's go to Null School. See if we see anything here. No, not really. But I really wonder what's going on with those regions here. Is there any water coming from Greenland? Or why is it so much too cold in that region here? This is what I was just wondering. And then there are these kind of hot spots around here. Here. Actually, I could take those. No, we can see it better. Fine. Yeah, this just like that's the sea surface temperature anomaly map on Null School. Blue indicates it's too cold and yellow indicates it's too hot. So we have this kind of hotspot here, which is somehow interesting. Because I will show you that too. Yeah, actually, that's where are we? Ah, yeah, that's the funny lake from yesterday. Remember? Which has a really odd shape, which has been probably once the reason for there being a glacier in the first place. I don't know. Where are we? We are upside down. So, now it makes sense. Okay. Iceland. And then we have this bend here, and these are the islands. And Jan Mayen, we had earthquakes there recently, not heavy ones, but still. And here is somehow on this map here, sea surface temperature anomaly. That's the Mayan island. And obviously here's a region where it's too hot. And I wonder, wouldn't it be possible that we would have something going on there underneath the sea surface? Seismic activity, volcanoes, stuff. I don't know. It's just intriguing that there is a region where the water is obviously, at least on the surface, too warm. And it also follows the fault line, as they call it. Do we have anything here near Palma? Too cold. Interesting. And the hotspot beside it. I don't know. Does it say anything? Here we have hotspots in the Tyrrhenian Sea. Whoa. And also in Adria. Now I remember. That's Adria. Adria Sea. I didn't remember that in the last video. Now I remembered. But anyway, I leave it here. Grimsvötn melting the glacier. Thanks. Bye.